This is Dr. Oscar Harris, and I hope all is going well with you and yours. And welcome to another segment in which I have this awesome pleasure and awesome task and assignment of trying to meet you where you are with hopes of trying to help you to get to where you want to be. So for today, what I would like to discuss with you is an element that revolves around leadership, or I think more specifically, what do it means to know when to step up and lead and do different things. First of all, it's something I must share with you. Often, many of us know that there are people who we've seen in leadership positions and we have been critical of them. Like, why is this person in leadership? Why? Because they treat the people bad. They make poor decisions and all of that. And if we ain't careful, we'll find ourselves just talking about them, right? About what they ain't doing, how incapable they are. And I can tell you often, you may be right in terms of the outcomes of which the person is producing, but I always caution people, be careful until you walk in another person's shoes, because it's easy to talk about leadership until you're actually in leadership. And leaders, and when I mean leadership, I'm talking about not leading because this person has a job to where they're getting paid, but I'm talking about someone who have nurtured relationships to where people want to follow them. And I can tell you from past experience, what I've discovered, there are people who want to lead, and there are people who need to be leading. And what you can see is the difference between the two is the one that wants to lead often jumps at the opportunity to be in front of people, to do different types of things, have a tendency to have a high level of confidence. And some people, they're able to match that confidence with a certain skill set, but some may not. And the other group are those people who need to be leading, but they don't necessarily step up forward. They're happy being in a fellowship role. They're happy with someone else moving out, doing different things, and they want to support them. What I've discovered, often those are the individuals that should be in the main leadership roles, but they don't necessarily want to take them on because they have this internal knowledge, this intrinsic knowledge that if they take the role on, it's going to cost them something. And they have such a respect for people and how people are treated and how they're led. They don't want to ever be guilty of hurting people. And not saying that the other group of people who want to lead and don't fit that same category, I'll just say that sometimes individuals in that area, they have more zeal and they think about the recognition, the accolades versus the welfare of all the people who are going to be under their care. I hope that makes sense. So if you wanted to and if you needed to look for biblical scriptures or references connected to it, you can look at the Bible when it says the body is fitly joined together and that all members are not the same. But every member has its particular task and particular function. So when you begin to start looking at who's the leader, oftentimes the leader should be the one that can see the furthest, that have the temperament that is necessary, and the one that's able to take full responsibility. And when things don't go right, it ain't nobody else's fault but theirs. That's what leaders do. When things are going extra good, it ain't their fault, it's everybody else's fault. Meaning that you don't take credit, and you don't take credit often for the success, and you do take responsibility for the failures. So I hope this is helpful, because what I'm getting ready to say is probably the most critical part. Some of you are listening to me right now, and you know that you fit one or the other category. I challenge you to take courage and step up in whichever role. And if you fit the latter of the roles, I just have to let you know that, guess what? You need to stop looking around because you're it. You need to be it. So stop looking around because you're it. Be blessed.